Well, last week we brought you a story with the president of the Georgia Sheriff's Association on the growing problem of metal theft on farms in rural Georgia. But this problem affects more than farmers and more than rural communities. In Macon, Georgia, Bibb County Sheriff Department's Chief Deputy David Davis says metal theft is a problem facing individuals, companies, and even churches in rural and in more populated municipalities.
It really does, and the metal theft issue affects everybody. It affects people in the affluent communities as well as in the lower income communities. So throughout any area, everyone is touched in some way by metal theft. I dare say there's not very few people who would not say that they know someone or who themselves have been affected by metal theft. So it's pervasive all over. It affects businesses, it affects churches. We have a real issue even in Bibb County. There are some rural areas in Bibb County to where the churches, we've had issues where during the weekdays the metal thieves will come and just take the air conditioners out of several churches in a neighborhood.
Chief Davis says the department has a very good working relationship with recyclers in the area, and it cooperates with other law enforcement agencies to combat this problem.
And you have to work it backwards. You find out that they're selling it at a metal recycler. You find out who it is. You find out where he's been operating. Then you find out where your theft reports have taken place in that area. So you work it backwards to where you link this particular person with this air conditioner or this telephone wire or whatever they may have.
Recently, Bibb County Sheriff Jerry Modena held a press conference in Macon on metal theft. He put together a metal theft task force for a 9-week crackdown. That task force, he says, made many arrests, sending a strong message to criminals.
We do a conservative estimate of $643,000 in damage that occurred during the commission of these crimes. I simply state that so that you'll know that metal theft is not just something there where you pick up a few tin cans. It has to do with this stuff here, air conditioners, cooling coils, stuff like that. It has got to be a very serious business. We do want to send a strong message out to the criminal element that we're not going to put up with it, not here in Bibb. If you're going to do it, then you better be prepared to pay for it, because we're going to be after you and we're going to try and catch you. And when we do catch you, we're going to put you in jail.
Metal theft is also a major concern of Georgia Farm Bureau. I asked Legislative Director John Huffmaster to tell us what GFB is doing on the issue.
We hear from farmers every day about the problem of metal theft. We're probably getting more calls about that than probably any other single thing. And we're having farmers call every day who are victims of metal theft. And what we're trying to do is just basically raise awareness of this crime, to encourage people to focus attention, to encourage law enforcement to focus attention. And we've been working with our county Farm Bureau leaders to try to get them to talk to local law enforcement more about it. It's kind of a squeaky wheel gets the grease type of thing. We've also been working with other stakeholders, utilities, the metal recyclers, other folks that have an interest in this concern, and we've helped to publish a secondary metal compliance guide and prosecution guide. The purpose of this is to help educate law enforcement and educate prosecutors and educate victims, people who find themselves as victims to metal theft. This guide helps them to know how to make a case against those folks who are convicted of committing this crime, those criminals. Also, what things they can do and how they can encourage it. We're trying to encourage county farm bureaus to visit with their law enforcement and share copies of this guide with them. We're making those available. You can receive a copy of the guide online. You can go to our website, gfb.org. And under the legislative tab, there is there'd be an icon that you can click on this metal theft recycler's guide. It's about a 25-page document, and you can print it off and have it right there for yourself.